Hey, come on in here. I got something to show you. I'm out here in the kitchen and doing something a little different. I'll show you what it is. Porting the intake for the 460 engine. Yeah, I'm out in the kitchen porting the intake. Why in the kitchen? Where else would you want to cook up some horsepower? Well, the real reason is because it's too dark in the living room. But I don't want to be rude. Would you like some coffee? Nah? Yeah, I'm not a coffee drinker either. But we're getting there with this intake. I've been working non-stop on this thing, and it's come a long way. But it still has a lot to go. And when I'm all finished porting this thing, it's going to need a lot of epoxy. As a matter of fact, do any of you guys know where I can buy some really good epoxy in 55-gallon drums? Because I think I might need that much. I'm going to throw in a few spots. I'll be showing you that later on. Right now, I just wanted to show you guys this. When you're doing a oval hole, it helps if you use a oval tool. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using these little sanding rolls right here, and to taper it, I'm using the smaller sanding rolls, because what you have going on here, if you just use the big one, then you have little areas that you need to contour into. So then you have to take your little smaller one and contour into that. And then you kind of switch back and forth. And I also have a bigger one right here. So if you're just port matching, staying true to the port, the size that it is, something like this here will show you your bad spots. Like these are far from smooth. So like when you first start porting this, you would see like a lot of flat areas and things like that. But what this will do, using a bigger, rounder sanding disc, it will show you your low spots, because this will just stay over top of the high spots and even it in, and then you'll see your lower spots. So that's when this all comes into play. Sometimes you have to experiment. So you might switch from that size right here to this size, and then to this size. And who knows, you might want one even bigger than this, if you can find it. They do sell all different sizes, but these here are the most common. And I do believe you're better off going with a 50 grit, because unless you're smoothing something out, the 80 grit and the 60s, they just kind of go away pretty quick, where the 50 grit is no nonsense. That thing will gnaw at this and do a pretty good job pretty quick. Yeah, that aluminum doesn't stand much chance with that 50 grit right there. And I've been using this 50 grit roll here for a while, and it's still hanging in there pretty good. Now you don't want to run these real fast either. A lot of guys, they run higher speed than what I do, but everybody has their own way of porting. But these last longer if you run at a slower speed, and they also will dig into the area a lot better at a slower speed. If you have something that has hard metal and it's kind of fighting you, a slower speed and just staying back and forth real nice and easy, because you don't want to force down on these things, because as soon as you do that with these little sanding rolls right here, they come unraveled. So you don't want to have that happen, because they cost a little bit of money here. As you see here, they're not terrible price, but it's $4 basically, $3.99 for 3 of these. And well, you usually get 3 in a pack as far as I remember. Where you buy them and what brand. Some may have 1 into a package, so you'll have to pick and choose that battle yourself. But anyway, I thought I'd show you guys this. It's what I'm up to, and it's the only way I'm going to get this done is to resort to doing this right here. It's not the best way to do this, but I'm lucky I have an understanding woman that is willing to let me make a little bit of mess, and you don't see that too often, so I appreciate that on her part, because really you shouldn't do this stuff in the house. But I need to get it done, and what are you supposed to do? So I'm just trying to be as careful as I can, clean my mess up, and get a little done at a time. So that's what I'm up to, guys. Thought I'd show you this. There's not a whole lot to see, but I will show you where it needs to be fixed. Yep. It's kind of like doesn't it kind of resemble a piece of cheese with holes in it? Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Swiss cheese. Maybe I'll call it the Swiss cheese intake. But anyway, that's where we're at with this. Been talking to my son about getting the 460 all together, buttoned up. I still need a valve for the head because I have a bent valve. I'll be talking to you guys about that more later. And after I get all the valves ground in, then I'm going to put the heads on and try to get that motor at least where it's buttoned up. That's why I'm working on the intake, so I can get the intake all ready to go on, have it all the way that I want it. Because I was going to leave this how it was, but I have a few things in the future with this engine that I'd like to do. And I told you this, I think, in another video, but I don't want a whole lot of work to do later on. I'd rather just have this be where it's knocked out pretty good the way that I want it, and then if I move on to a different combination or a few things that I want to do later on, the intake at least is fully ported how I want it. So anyway, I will throw this in there. This may look like it's a little bit rounded and you don't really see a whole lot of difference, but I've changed a lot through this whole intake. I maxed my cylinder heads. I did a design on them where I took more of the oval out and made it straighter on the sides of the runner, and nothing crazy. Just something that I think will be more efficient and make a little bit more power. And we'll see how it goes, because if I have everything pretty well maxed up with that air coming through the intake, basically the same way that it's going to enter the head, I think that's going to help a little bit. And so that's why I'm going through a little bit of extra trouble here. A lot of extra trouble. Believe me, it would be a lot easier if I just threw this thing together the way it was, without doing any head work, without just nothing but the way I got the engine. That would have been the easy thing to do, just to throw that in there. But guess what? I want it to run a certain way. And I want this combination to be where I think it's kind of maxed out for what it is. Now, actually, some of this is going to be overkill for the cam that I have and the compression. But like I said, later on, I want to move on to a few different things, cam change being one of them. But we'll see how this all goes, because sometimes my plans don't happen. And the plan is right now just to get it running. So that's why I'm in the kitchen here getting some work done. So anyway, guys, with that, I thought that I would run this stuff by you and show you that I'm determined to try to get this stuff knocked out, regardless of my arrangements here. No garage. So sometimes you have to do what you have to do, right, guys? And don't none of you guys get in a fight with your wife and say, I saw a guy on YouTube doing this and my wife won't let me do that. Well, don't disrespect your wife to try to do stuff like this. That's all I can tell you. The home is for living in, not for doing performance work. And I'm just doing a little bit of desperate situation work here. So that's all I can say about that. So with that, I've beat you guys up enough here with my mouth. I'm gonna go off of here and get some work done here, guys. You guys take care. God bless you.